I got this at a thrift store. I don't have to explain the video concept to you since you've already clicked on it, but we're going to be rating state borders on a scale of 1 to 10. Alright, let's rock. Let's do this alphabetically. First we got Alabama. Honestly, Alabama's has always been kind of weird to me. I don't know. I think it's that some spots are like really straight. They just didn't know how to discern the borders from rivers to just straight up lines. I don't get it. This one's kind of weird, and I don't like how Florida doesn't have that thing right there, so I'm gonna give this a 5.1. Next up, we of course have Alaska. Alaska's borders are kind of funny. It kind of looks like an old man when you think about it. This one seems a bit bulbous, and it's kind of weird how they have that little tail both there and there, actually. Also weird, but not to the extent of weird that Alabama is. I'm gonna have to give this a 6.5. Now we have Arizona. This one I like a lot. I can't give you a specific reason for it. I'm gonna try right here. I think it's because most of it is like square shaped, and then we got this diagonal. It's pretty crazy. It kind of hits you hard. Like all of a sudden, whoa, now we're going diagonally. And now the Colorado River, for a while, now the Colorado River is the border. And I think that's really cool. I think that's neat. I think it's neat looking. I give that a 7.7. Now we have Arkansas. I think that's the last one that starts with A. This one has a Mississippi River border. It also shares a border with Texas, which I always forget about. I'm not really sure why Missouri has that bit right there. That's kind of weird. But I think it really adds to Arkansas. If this was just in black and white, you'd know that that was Arkansas. It has a specific shape. Also, this is not completely straight, and that kind of messes with me. I'm gonna give that a 6.5. Now, California. California's is kind of silly. It might be because I'm just used to seeing California's border, but I do kind of like this a lot. And now that I'm looking at it, though, this is kind of peculiar. I don't like how straight it is on the east side, but then it like kind of curves at the end. It just messes with me. I don't know. I don't like it. I changed my mind completely. I don't like this one anymore. This is a 4.5. Now we have Colorado, and I have some opinions on this one also. Colorado is just a stupid square. And I know that there's that thing going around where it's like, it's actually not a square. It actually has 270 sides. But that's wrong. Look at that. I see 4 sides, man. I'm sorry to say. That's 4. Yeah, that's right. I passed kindergarten. Stupid square. You're a 3. And now we have Connecticut. You know, if you turn it around, it kind of looks like a kitchen knife, except it's deteriorating on the bottom due to the ocean. This one's kind of too square shaped for me. This one kind of looks like Oklahoma upside down and backwards. I don't know. This one's mid. This one's a 4.7. Next up, we have Delaware. Delaware sucks so bad, and I don't hear people talking about it very much. This is such a sucky border. Look at this. It just looks so weird. If Delaware was just the Delmarva Peninsula, I would have been fine. I would have been a fan. But this is terrible. This is disgusting. I'm sorry. 2.2. Now we got Florida. I like Florida's. Florida's is fun. Without Florida, the USA would look alien. That's facts, okay? I think Florida is what makes America America. And put that on a t-shirt. This is an 8. Georgia, let's go. The only state starting with a G, I'm pretty sure. Georgia's is kind of bulbous. I don't like it. I don't like it very much. I like how it follows rivers until it doesn't feel like it anymore. But I think this is just average, you know, 6.3. I'm not gonna have interesting things to say about all of them, and that's just true. Next we have Hawaii. Listen, Hawaii is great. I like the flag. Its motto is pretty cool. Its motto is pretty long, but I'm just not a fan of island borders. And it's not their fault. I'm sorry. This just looks like I spilled paint on the floor. This is a 4.2. And now we have Idaho, the superior version of Delaware. I like the originality of it. You could see how it was gonna be just like a rectangle. They swooped in. They took so much. That is crazy. It's insane. I give this one a solid 8. Illinois is next. Illinois is crazy, and I don't like it. There's too much happening. I'm just not a fan. It's just woo. Plus Chicago is mid. This is like a 3.5. I won't lie. Indiana's borders are kind of charming. It looked like it was just going to be some square. I like how they didn't get full-blown on either rivers or borders. They kind of went the middle route on this one. And I think it paid off excellently. I think this is an 8.3. I think that's our number 1 so far. Iowa's is weird. It's the only state where both this east and its west borders are nearly entirely rivers. You know what I said about Indiana being like half and half with the river and just straight borders? I think this is the worst way to go about it. like 2 sides are rivers, 2 sides are straight. That's just weird. This just looks really weird and bad. This is like a 4.6. Now we have Kansas. Kansas is just a rectangle with a little bit of the Missouri River. At least it's not just like a full-blown rectangle. It has a little bite out of it. I give this a 3.2. Kentucky kind of looks like a chicken wing. That's pretty crazy. Everyone make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I think it looks a bit clunky, but generally, you zoom out a little bit, it looks fine. I give this a 6.4. Louisiana is next. I messed up the pelican on their flag for a swan. But also they are a boot which is fading out of existence. Getting brutally destroyed via global warming. And not gonna lie, doesn't look very good. This is a 4. Now Maine. Maine looks like a glove, and I think that's funny. I give this a 7.2. Now we have Maryland. This is the 20th one we've done so far, Maryland. Maryland's is garbage, and I hate it so much. Look at this and tell me you like it. You can't. It could have ended here, but then it just had to keep going. We got a stupid river, and then you take this from Delaware for literally no reason. What? Don't have that. You look terrible. This is a 0.5. I just don't like anything to do with Maryland. I guess that's just what that means. And that brings us to Massachusetts. This one's also kind of peculiar. It kind of looks like a gun. And that's what Boston was all about during the Independence War. So it perfectly represents the United States. I think I give this one a 5, just a 5. Now we have Michigan. People from the state of Michigan like to make this analogy. You got this as the lower peninsula, and then you do this as the higher peninsula. This doesn't look like the high peninsula. This doesn't look anything like it. It just doesn't make any sense. Give it back to Wisconsin, man. I think this is a 7.5. It could have been better. Now we have Minnesota. Looks like I could grip it. Actually, wait, I just realized they have this little thing. No, that's weird. That's gross. I give this a 4.7. Mississippi also looks like a kitchen knife deteriorating. You would think that this is a straight line, but actually it's slightly curved, and I find that quite peculiar. It's just kind of inverse Alabama. I give this a 5.3. Missouri's is kind of fun. It has that weird piece that Arkansas should probably have. I don't know, this is just kind of fairly decent. This is a 7. Just a 7. And here is our halfway ranking. Here it is. That was number 25. We're going to, this is it. Wow, this is crazy. Back to it. Now we have Montana. Montana is Indiana, but like sideways. That's about it, and significantly bigger. I give this one a 7.9. Nebraska. Let me tell you about Nebraska. I kind of like this one. I'm not even gonna lie here. It's gonna be very, very close to a rectangle, but then Colorado was like, no, this is actually mine, which made theirs worse. And Nebraska is so much better. This is probably an 8.1. Nevada. I just don't like Nevada's very much. I could make Nevada's flag with these 4. I already have, actually. I didn't even mean to do that. This is literally Nevada. I can't believe it. It's all Nevada is. My gut is telling me a 3.3, but, you know, to be fair, it does have that little thing at the bottom, so I'm gonna give this a 4.2. Any Nevada fans? New Hampshire. We got another one that kind of looks like Idaho, except this one's very small and turned around. Flipped for our convenience. This is okay, I guess. This is about a 5.5. New Jersey's just always been appealing to me, and I'm not sure why. It kind of looks like an S. I like how it only has one straight border. It's just very nice. I'm just a big fan of this. This is an 8.5. Next we have New Mexico. Play the Better Call Saul music. New Mexico's is good. I know I've said a lot about rectangles. Colorado got a 3. I'm sorry. This is another 8. This is another one that's in the 8s. This is an 8.3. Now we have New York. This one looks peculiar. You may think, oh, it looks kind of good. It looks a little good. No, that's just because you're used to looking at it. Basically, you're wrong. And I am right. This is kind of silly looking. This is wacky. A bit crazy. And no, I will not explain to you why. This is about a 4.4. North Carolina has always been one of my favorite borders. I couldn't quite explain to you why. I think it just looks cool. You know, it's got the straight border. It's got a straight border with South Carolina as well. But then it kind of sharpens up. One thing I don't like about North Carolina's borders is the east coast. It just looks bad. I'm going to have to give this one an 8.4. Now we have North Dakota. North Dakota is essentially a rectangle. Red River, oh my goodness. North Dakota gets like a 5.2. Now we have Ohio. Silly name. Ohio's looks kind of wonky. This one's kind of good. good because it is the Ohio River, and it is Ohio. So like the entire south border is the Ohio River, which makes sense. But then also they just have a straight line with Indiana. Now that's kind of messed up. But I don't know, this one's alright. This one's alright. I'm gonna give this one a 7.2. Oklahoma. People like to say, you know, Oklahoma's border is bad because of the panhandle. Actually, this is the most memorable border of all time. You remember what Oklahoma looks like because of the panhandle, okay? That's the reason why you know Oklahoma even exists. It's the most forgettable state if it wasn't for the panhandle. I give this a 7.4. Oregon. Gravity Falls. Play the Gravity Falls music. The thing about this one is that it's wacky. I give this one a solid 6.8. Pennsylvania. I've got something to say about the Pennsylvania borders. Pennsylvania's is boring. It's the closest thing we have to a rectangle on the east of the Mississippi. I don't know why they had to have a border with Lake Erie. I feel like if New York took it, it would just look a lot better for everyone's sake. Just generally, this isn't very good. I'm gonna have to give this a 4.5 with California. Rhode Island. Fun fact, did you know that Rhode Island is actually the only state that doesn't have a single road? This one, oh, it's just so bad. I don't know how to say this bay name, so I'm just gonna wing it. The Narragansett Bay makes it look stupid and dumb. Rhode Island could have very easily just not existed, and everyone would have been fine with it. This is a 2.5. Now we have South Carolina. Thing about South Carolina is that it looks good. That's its main issue, is that it looks good. It's kind of triangular. It has a very distinct shape, and I am a fan of it. I'm gonna have to give this one a solid 7.2. Now we have South Dakota. This one's fine. Nothing that important. You know, it's just mostly a rectangle. But then it's got the Missouri River a little bit. You know, this is just a 3.1. Tennessee! Hey girl, are you from Tennessee? Because that's the state we're in. Tennessee's looks nice. It matches perfectly with North Carolina's borders. You know, that could be because it was just gonna be Carolina. But shut up. It stretches from the Great Smoky Mountains to the Mississippi River. Two great American landmarks. And I just think it looks pretty good. I'm gonna have to give this one an 8.1. Next we have Texas. I like to clown on Texas's motto a lot because it sucks. The flag was pretty good, and the borders are really good. It's appealing to me for some reason. I just like the shape of it. I couldn't tell you why. This is an 8.4. Utah is next. Ooh, I like Utah's. I am a huge fan of Utah. Look at Utah. Utah is like Nebraska, but without the cool part at the end. Nebraska is just the better version of Utah. I won't lie, Utah's is alright. I give that a 7.5. Vermont is next. Oh my gosh. Vermont looks like it could kill me. I don't know quite how to describe it. Vermont looks like it has murderous intent, and I'm scared of it. I give it a 7.8. Virginia also looks murderous. A lot more murderous. This is a very straight bottom, but then it's got such spiky tops. It's just a mountain. And then it also has that part in the Delmarva Peninsula. It just kind of makes it look worse. This is a 6.6. Now we have Washington. Washington's is kind of cool. I really like this little peninsula, you could call it. If you've made it this far, I'm proud of you for like going through all these terrible sounds that are coming out of my mouth right now. 8.1. Country road, take me home to the place. West Virginias are bad, and I hate them, and I don't think I even have to explain to you why. Look at that terrible bullcrap. It's a tumor. They got, like, what are these, arms? Get the heck out of here. This looks terrible. Get out of here. This is a 1. Wisconsin. It is charming. I don't know, it just looks good. I just like the borders. The one thing I don't like are these islands. I'm not a fan of that, but this is a 7.7. I'm saying. Oh, and this is the last one. We're at the end now of Wyoming. In Wyoming is just Colorado, but slightly squished. So obviously a 10 out of 10. Only joking. This is right with Colorado at a 3. Thank you all for watching. I hope you had a great time watching this video. I hope you got to the end of this video. Maybe you clicked off once you saw that you